Last Friday, Netflix premiered its new series Olympo, which tells the story of a group of young people at a high-performance center. In just a few days, the Spanish production has reached the global top 10 of the most-watched series on the streaming platform. If you haven't seen it yet, here's what it's about. What is the Netflix series Olympo about? The series focuses on the athletic, emotional, and personal journeys of a group of high-performance young athletes who must face the challenge of discovering what they are truly willing to risk to achieve their dreams. Demanding, Amaya lives for sports, but everything changes when her best friend and teammate, Nuria, surpasses her for the first time. Soon, Amaya suspects there's something more behind this sudden progress, but what could it be? How many episodes does the Netflix series Olympo have? The Spanish series consists of 8 episodes. All of them are already available on the streaming platform. At the end of the first season, the series reaches its darkest point. The athletes, physically and emotionally drained, compete amid doping accusations, calling into question not only their integrity, but also the true motives behind the tournament's organizing body. Amaya, affected by isolation, her mother's pressure, and recent developments, makes an extreme decision to stay in the competition and achieve victory at all costs. Meanwhile, Zoe Morel, Roque Perez, and Christian Dilalov discover that Amaya was right. Olympo is hiding secrets far more dangerous than they imagined. They decide to expose the truth about Jana, Iker, and Hugo, but face a new obstacle. Amaya no longer seems interested in revealing anything. Although she had been disqualified, Amaya manages to take the stage with Nuria and delivers a powerful performance. The crowd and her mother celebrate, but her friends, knowing the truth, watch with sadness and disappointment. Just at the climax, Amaya loses consciousness and falls into the water. Was it the same fate as Nuria's? Will she survive? The answers might come in a second season, although for now, we can only wait for an official announcement from Netflix. Olympo is full of drama. From the producers of Elite, the Netflix series follows a group of young adults who train at the Pirineos High Performance Center in Spain, with dreams of World Cup titles and Olympic golds. There's a significant ensemble, all vying for not just glory, but also sponsorship from the clothing brand Olympo, who choose only the most promising athletes to represent them, offering vital recognition that lifts athletes to the next level. Olympo to try the drug out on top prospects. The drugs are undetectable, a fact that threatens to destroy competitive sports forever. And at the end of the episode, Charlie Martí Cordero has some vitriolic and homophobic words for his rugby teammate, openly gay Roque, Agustin Della Corte. Roque, who is given the drugs to heal his broken hand, reacts violently, nearly beating Charlie to death while getting a large chunk of glass stuck in his arm. The finale finds the athletes preparing for their respective events that'll decide who participates in the World Championships. Amaya is still trying to expose the school and sports organization Olympo for drugging athletes, tipping off the Anti-Doping Administration and convincing them to perform blood tests on the athletes. In recovery, Roque wakes to find that he can no longer feel his hand. He begs Hugo to have whatever they've done to him reversed, but Hugo, Sergio Alvarez, a former rugby champion and top player at Olympo, threatens him, telling him that his rugby career is over forever if he keeps complaining. The doctors convince Hugo that he has nothing to worry about, although they warn that traces of the drug can be found if they go digging for it. But the blood tests eventually come back negative, meaning Nuria, Maria Romanillos, and other athletes who took the drug are allowed to participate. The sporting events are underway, and Zoe, Nira O'Shea, wins her race, finding a second wind after her friend Renata, Andy Duato, goes down with an injury. Amaya's life is turned upside down when her mother, a former Olympic champion, arrives to force Amaya back into competition. She tries to take extreme measures to keep from competing, like taking laxatives, but she's found by Fatima, Najwa Klaiwa, who stops her. As Fatima leaves, she falls down the stairs, and it's implied that Amaya was the one who pushed her. Fatima took her place in synchro, and by taking her out, Amaya is back in the competition, bringing her one step closer to her lifelong dream of Olympic gold. Except that Nuria, Amaya's best friend, has turned on her. She chooses fellow swimmer Peak, Laura Eubank, over her. It's a move that devastates Amaya, but it turns out it wasn't Noria's choice. She was forced to make the decision by fellow Olympo executive Jana Melina Matthews, who is working alongside Hugo to remove the students who are seeking to expose the school for the improper drug use. Among those students is Zoe, who loses her sponsorship with Olympo despite winning her race because she refused to take the drug. Roque, who also wants to take Olympo down for their treatment of him, both as a gay athlete and for giving him the drugs. Roque sees Olympo as committing pinkwashing, reducing him to his queerness, and using his homosexuality to cover up the reality of their drug program. He manages to leave the facility, finding his teammate and boyfriend Seabass, Juan Perales, and Zoe at a nearby cabin, where the athletes often escape to have a good time. They aren't alone in their desire to take down Olympo, and are joined by fellow Olympo sponsor Christian, Nuno Gallego. Zoe reveals their plan to take out Olympo. She's secured a sample of the drug they've been using to give their athletes an unfair advantage. Borges in Olympo courtesy of Netflix. What happens to Amaya in Olympo? It's competition day for the synchronized swimmers, and Olympo hits us with another surprise. Amaya has regained her spot in the competition, performing alongside Nuria, something they've done for years together. During their epic performance, Amaya and Nuria are immaculate, perfectly matching each other. It's a staggering display, and at the end, they do the unthinkable. They pull off an underwater stunt that's incredibly difficult to perform, and doing it over and over requires inhuman breath control. Nuria nearly died trying to beat the record in the first episode, but here, both she and Amaya sail past the record with ease. It can mean only one thing. Amaya has given in to Olympo and given up her fight against them, taking the drug to achieve perfection. While everyone gives the duo a standing ovation, Zoe and company are devastated, knowing the truth. Amaya has taken the drug and turned on them in the fight against Olympo. Amaya has gone from ringleader in the fight for justice to cracking under the immense pressure put upon her by herself and her mother to achieve greatness. Zoe leaves the arena and finds the tester from the Anti-Doping Association and gives her a sample of the untraceable drug. As Amaya leaves the pool, she looks her boyfriend Christian in the eyes, seeing his devastation. But before Amaya can leave the pool, she starts to have a reaction to the drug. She loses her balance and falls in the pool. As she sinks to the bottom of the pool, the season ends. The fight against